Hidden behind tall trees in Kansas City is a small city where the average home price is $1.6 million. Some homes here have sold for nearly $4 million. Many people think luxury real estate is all about fancy houses and fancy features, but Mission Hills is different. It's a community that has protected its look and feel for almost 100 years. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Mission Hills is so competitive and why it keeps growing in value year after year. Here, up to 70% of your property must stay as green space. Right now, there are only 22 homes for sale in the entire city. Last year alone, Mission Hills home prices went up by 15.9%, while nearby luxury areas like Prairie Village saw just 6.9% growth. So let's check it out. Have you ever driven down a quiet street in Kansas City and wondered what's behind those tall trees and fancy gates? There's a hidden part of Kelsea where homes can sell for close to $4 million. Most people in the city couldn't even find it on a map. Now, I'm going to show you why Mission Hills is the most exclusive hidden gem in the Kelsea metro and why getting in is getting harder year after year. Mission Hills sits in Johnson County, Kansas, covering just over 2 square miles. State Line Road forms the east side, putting you right at the Kansas-Missouri border. Shawnee Mission Parkway is the northern edge. Mission Road is on the west, and 63rd to 67th Streets form the south. What does this mean for you? You're next to the Country Club Plaza, less than 10 minutes from downtown Kelsea, and surrounded by other high-value spots like Prairie Village. Stick around because we'll talk about Prairie Village's impressive 15.9% appreciation rate later in this video. But here's where J.C. Nichols' genius shows. Back in the 1920s, when Nichols developed Mission Hills as the centerpiece of the Country Club district, he wasn't looking for fast money. He planned for permanence. The winding streets, they weren't random. They follow the land's shape, give privacy between homes, and create a feeling of arrival you won't get in a typical city grid. The architecture here is next level. We're talking Tudor Revival, Colonial Revival, Craftsman, Mission Revival, Prairie School, and Spanish Revival styles, many by big-name architects like Clarence E. Shepherd and Edward Tanner. These homes aren't following trends. They're timeless, and Mission Hills has guidelines to keep them that way. Now, what sets Mission Hills apart even more? Strict development rules. All properties are zoned for single-family homes or institutional use only, no exceptions. And green space, it's not optional. For lots under 20,000 square feet, 60% must stay as green space. For 20,000 to about 43,500 square feet, it's 65%. And for those big lots over an acre, it's 70% green space. These aren't suggestions, they're enforced when you pull the permits. Locals call it the ARB, the Architectural Review Board. And let me tell you, they're serious about keeping Mission Hills looking and feeling exactly the way it should. Any exterior change, new build, or big addition, it needs ARB approval. But here's the thing, it's not about control, it's about protecting what makes Mission Hills so special. And here's a question for you. What kind of buyers actually want this level of oversight? You might be surprised. In a minute, I'm going to break down exactly who is buying here, why they're willing to follow these rules, and what it says about the future of Mission Hills. You'll want to stick around for that. The Verona columns and reflecting pool, built in 1924, are more than landmarks. They show the care and pride this community has. They need regular maintenance, and the residents invest in keeping them beautiful. Now, let's talk about lot sizes. Mission Hills has some of the largest residential lots in the Kelsea metro. They often range from half an acre to 3 acres. These aren't gated streets, but you get privacy through large lots, mature landscaping, and city planning that creates natural buffers. You won't see houses stacked side by side here. But here's what many people don't get. Mission Hills isn't cut off from city life. You're minutes from the Country Club Plaza for dining and shopping, close to downtown Kelsea for work and fun, and surrounded by quality communities that share these high standards. Those development constraints, they aren't problems. They're why Mission Hills stays exclusive while other areas follow market swings. Strict zoning, architectural oversight, and green space rules create scarcity, and luxury buyers value that. You can't recreate Mission Hills because you can't go back in time and get J.C. Nichols to design a neighborhood with 100 years of foresight. And here's the best part. Mission Hills offers privacy without isolation. You get an independent city with its own services while staying close to everything that makes Kansas City a great place to live. Now, you might be wondering how I know all this. You know, folks, I spend a lot of time researching these exclusive neighborhoods. I do this so you don't have to drive around for days trying to find the best real estate in Kansas City. If you're finding this helpful, hit that subscribe button right now. I post new videos every 2 weeks. I take you inside neighborhoods that most people in Kelsea never get to see. All right, let's talk about the money. Now that you see why Mission Hills is different and how it was planned and built, let's look at what it costs to live here. The prices here might surprise you, but the real shock is in the growth. Investors and luxury buyers are eager to grab the few homes that go up for sale. And let me show you what's really happening with prices on homes in Mission Hills. What if I told you there's a neighborhood in Kansas City where home prices go up faster than gold during a recession? Mission Hills isn't just pricey, it's breaking all the rules about what real estate can do in today's market. Most homeowners get excited about 5% growth in a year, but owners in Mission Hills are seeing numbers that would make Wall Street investors jealous. With a median home price of $1.6 million, Mission Hills is in a league of its own compared to the rest of Kelsea. Let me break down what these numbers mean and why they matter if you're looking at luxury homes in the Kelsea area. The latest market data from May 2025 shows a median home price of $1,622,500. This is based on MLS and Rocket Homes data. The average home value is $1,462,897 according to the Zillow Home Value Index. The median price per square foot is $394. This puts Mission Hills in a category by itself when compared to other luxury markets in Kansas City. Let me give you some examples so you can really see what this market looks like. In June 2024, 6440 Belinder Avenue sold for $3.95 million. This was a 7168 square foot home and shows the high end of Mission Hills. In November 2024, 6449 Verona Road sold for $3.25 million for 5,924 square feet. In May 2024, 6517 Aberdeen Road sold for $1.995 million at 4,322 square feet. On the lower end, and lower is relative here, 2808 West 67th Street sold for $929,000 at 4,079 square feet in September 24. Even at this price, it shows how exclusive Mission Hills is. The inventory tells you everything about supply and demand here. As of June 2025, only 22 homes are for sale in all of Mission Hills. Think about that for a second. This is a city with 3,594 residents, and there are only 22 homes on the market. This scarcity pushes prices up in a way you can't find in other markets. Timing matters in Mission Hills because homes sell fast. Demand is high, and homes don't sit around waiting for offers. While exact days on market aren't public, my experience in luxury markets tells me that with this level of demand and only 22 homes for sale, properties move quickly. The taxes in Mission Hills follow Johnson County rates. The median property tax rate is 1.37%, and the median annual tax bill is $14,702. This may sound high, but you have to look at what you get for that money. You're paying for services in an independent city, top-rated schools, and well-kept roads, all of which help keep property values high. One thing that surprises people about Mission Hills is that there's no citywide HOA with fees for every resident. Some subdivisions or clubs may have their own dues, but the city doesn't require membership in an HOA. Instead, you'll follow the city's architectural and development rules, which are enforced by the city, not a private HOA. When you compare Mission Hills to other KC luxury markets, the price difference is clear. Prairie Village, which is seen as one of the best luxury areas and one of my favorites, has a median list price of $489,200 as of May 2025. Mission Hills comes in at $1,622,500. That means homes there cost 3 times as much for a Mission Hills address. The question is whether the premium is worth it, and for many buyers, the answer is yes. The trends over the past year show Mission Hills performing exactly how a luxury market should. There's strong growth, low inventory, and steady demand from buyers who know what they are getting for their investment. This is not a temporary price jump. This is steady value growth based on location, planning, and scarcity that you can't recreate in new developments. But here's what the data alone doesn't tell you, and what we'll look at next. The prices and growth here just aren't about scarcity and location. They're all about the lifestyle and community you get in Mission Hills. When you understand what living here gives you, the pricing starts to make sense in a way that numbers alone can't show. Mission Hills is the only neighborhood in Kansas City where you can walk to 3 of the top country clubs in the region. That's not by accident. Mission Hills was designed to give people privacy while also giving them access to the best amenities that define luxury living in the Midwest. At the heart of the community is Mission Hills Country Club. This club offers golf, tennis, swimming, and dining. It has served this community for decades. The club keeps high standards just like the neighborhood. You can't just walk in and buy a membership. It's about building relationships and becoming part of the community. And here's why that matters. Later, I'm going to show you how these relationships help families build long-term wealth in Mission Hills, and why this neighborhood isn't just a place to live, but a place to invest for generations. Kansas City Country Club is also inside Mission Hills. It's one of the most exclusive clubs in all of Kansas City. And when people here talk about elite country clubs, this is what they mean. Membership is private and costs are not shared with the public. That alone shows you how exclusive it is. Indian Hills Country Club is the 3rd club within the city. Having 3 clubs like this within walking distance is rare, even in luxury areas in other cities. These clubs are more than just places for fun. They become the center of social life for people who live in Mission Hills. The green spaces and walkability in Mission Hills are different from other luxury neighborhoods. There are small parks and landscaped medians all over, which make the streets feel like a park. Verona Columns Park and Mission Hills Park are places where the community gathers. The large trees create privacy between homes and add to the peaceful feel. The biggest lifestyle advantage here is being close to Kansas City's best spots while keeping the privacy that luxury buyers want. Country Club Plaza is less than 10 minutes from shopping and dining from Mission Hills. Prairie Village Shopping Center offers high-end stores and services for Mission Hills residents. Downtown Kansas City is close enough for work and cultural events, but you don't feel like you live in the middle of a city. The schools reflect the values of the community. Mission Hills is serviced by Shawnee Mission School District, which had a 90% graduation rate in 2019, according to Kansas State data. Many families here also choose private schools for their children, of course. What really makes the lifestyle here special are the community and cultural events. Each year, home and garden tours let residents showcase the beautiful homes and gardens that are part of the community's history. Club galas bring people together from Mission Hills and all over the Kansas City metro. City events keep the community connected so it never feels isolated. The culture in Mission Hills is different from other luxury neighborhoods. It's not about showing off or competing with neighbors. It's about tradition, quiet confidence, and taking care of the community. People move here for the privacy and beauty, but they stay because of the strong community. The lifestyle in Mission Hills is also about private recreation. The large lot sizes and green space rules give people the room to build what they want. Many homes have tennis courts, pools, and beautiful gardens. You can't get this in high-density luxury neighborhoods. What ties all of this together is how people here invest in the community long-term. This is not a place where you find people move every few years to chase the next hot neighborhood. Families put down roots here for generations. Business leaders build connections that reach beyond Mission Hills. Living here becomes about being part of something bigger than just your own home. Mission Hills has some of the strictest building and design rules in the Midwest. That's what keeps it exclusive. This isn't hype or fake scarcity. It's built into how the community works and grows. Privacy in Mission Hills comes from the design of the area, not from gates or guards. Large lots, deep setbacks, and by deep I mean deep, and big trees give natural privacy. The curved streets limit traffic while still letting residents and guests move easily. You get privacy without feeling cut off from your neighbors. Having an address in Mission Hills means something in Kansas City. It's not something you can buy overnight. It shows you are part of the city's most respected community. Business leaders, doctors, and families with deep Kansas City roots live here. It shows a level of success and connection to the city. The community also values giving back to Kansas City. Many residents help lead the city's top charities, hospitals, and schools. This makes Mission Hills a place that helps shape the future of the entire city. Social life here often centers around private clubs, neighborhood groups, and charity events. These are not parties to show off wealth. They're chances to build friendships, work on projects, and keep the community strong. Neighborhood groups care for shared spaces and local rules. The culture here sets clear expectations for caring about the community. These systems make it hard for people who only want to buy here to flip houses for a quick profit. The rules and culture attract buyers who want to live here long-term and become part of the community. Keeping Mission Hills beautiful takes work and money. The parks, medians, and shared spaces need care. Landmarks like the Verona columns need regular upkeep. These responsibilities create financial and social expectations that residents are ready to meet. All of these rules and systems serve a bigger purpose. They help keep Mission Hills attractive to people who can afford to live here and who value what the community offers. This brings us to our next big question. Who chooses to live in Mission Hills, and why are they willing to invest in this level of community commitment? Mission Hills is not just about buying a house. It's about joining Kansas City's most respected and connected community. Who lives here tells you why this neighborhood is so special and why buying here goes beyond looking at price per square foot. Mission Hills has 3,594 residents. Many are top professionals and long-established families in Kansas City. We're talking about business owners who lead large companies, top doctors, and families who have been part of Kansas City for generations. These are not people looking to show off. They're people who value privacy, equality, and a strong community. Families here have reached a level of success where privacy and long-term value matter more than having the biggest house. They want a place where their kids can grow up in a stable, well-planned neighborhood. They want to know their investment is protected by strong community standards. They want to be a part of something bigger than just their own home. It has something you don't find in newer luxury neighborhoods. Families that have lived here for decades. Kids grow up here, leave for colleges and careers, and then come back to raise their own families. This keeps community values strong across generations. Long-term residents know how Mission Hills works, why the rules exist, and how decisions get made. This is not a place where you move in and try to change everything. This is a place where you learn the community's culture and add to it over time. Why do buyers choose Mission Hills over other luxury areas in Kansas City? It comes down to more than just price. Mission Hills has nearly 100 years of careful planning and strong community standards. The homes here have timeless designs that new neighborhoods can't copy. The value here stays strong even when the market changes. Investing in Mission Hills starts with knowing its long history of stability. This neighborhood stayed Kansas City's top luxury address through many economic changes and shifts in the city. This stability comes from real advantages that do not disappear when markets change. The limited number of homes in Mission Hills keeps demand high. Right now, the 22 homes for sale and new builds are rare because of the rules. You can't just create more homes in Mission Hills. This makes the homes here more valuable over time, and that value is not just about price growth. It's about the lifestyle and benefits that come with living here. Families care about the schools, the community connections, and the business and cultural ties that grow over time. When your kids grow up with lifelong connections, when your business contacts last for decades, and when your community work opens doors across Kansas City, you get returns that go beyond money. Mission Hills isn't just the most expensive address in Kansas City. It shows what happens when a community focuses on quality for almost 100 years. When you look past the $1.6 million home prices and 15.9% price growth, you see something more. This is a place where families build connections that last for generations. Business leaders find privacy while staying close to what matters, and with 70% green space rules, this is a neighborhood that cannot be copied anywhere else. If you're thinking about moving in the Kansas City area, whether you want to buy your dream home in Mission Hills or sell your current home, don't wait. Prices are increasing and waiting could cost you. Send me an email at Kelsea, Kelsea, at lakewoodhomesandland.com and I'll respond promptly. Summer is my busiest season, and with so few homes for sale in places like Mission Hills, you'll want me on your side as soon as possible. And before you go, check out my latest video. It covers 5 Kansas City suburbs where home prices are rising fast, from 6% to an amazing 27% a year. You'll see which areas have the best schools for your money, where 25,000 new people are moving, and why places like Parkville are seeing huge price jumps. Just click the video on your screen to find out which KC suburb could be perfect for your next investment or your family's next move. I'll see you there.